women stood up and said, I'm not staying silent anymore. This happened to me too. Women across this country, in every city, in every industry, put the world on notice. We have power, we have a voice, and we're going to use it. And for those of you who aren't on board, who can't ever get on board, your time, you better believe it, your time is up. So I'm thinking about this. Time's up. 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 So, as I think about this anniversary, I think about one of our trailblazers who stood at the mall on Washington a year ago. You remember the words of the great Gloria Steinem, who reminded us that the Constitution does not begin with I, the President. It begins with we, the people. Now's the time to remember that resistance is in our DNA. We are here today on Cambridge Common. Think about this hallowed ground where George Washington gathered farmers and patriots to revolt, where Martin Luther King preached nonviolent resistance, where John Kennedy and Barack Obama learned to be leaders, and where Elizabeth Warren taught a generation of students. Now is the time to remember our history, to embrace our history, and to stand with the courage of our conviction. A year has passed, but our principles and our values abide. With unshakable faith in the very ideals that sprang forth from this soil, with an unyielding commitment to act and to lead, I say, let's continue our work. Let's continue to move forward. You better believe it, we're going to win back state legislatures all across this country. We're going to take back the House. We're going to take back the Senate. And in a couple of years, you know it, we are going to take back the White House. Keep at it. Keep moving forward. We are in this together, and we are unstoppable. Thank you. You know, we have come so far. I think about a year ago, I stood with many of you on the Boston Common. So many women and men who support women. People took to the streets, as we know, all across this country, all across this world. We came to raise our voices. We came in solidarity. And yes, we came with a message for Donald Trump. Remember that message? I told Donald Trump, we'll see you in court. Hey, you guys elected me. I said, we'll see you in court. Now, when I said that, people, I had no idea it would be so often or so soon. We sued to stop the Muslim ban. We sued to protect the planet. We sued when they tried to kick transgender Americans, brave Americans, out of our military. And you better believe it, we sued when he tried to take away birth control from millions of Americans. Let me be clear, we have a president who demeans and insults women of all kinds. His view seems to be that the only place for a woman is in the bedroom, not in the boardroom. He espouses racism and xenophobia and hatred He embraces in all forms, it seems. He actively lowers our standing in the world. He attacks the free press, our judges, and an independent judiciary. He's an embarrassment, and he's certainly no role model for our young girls and boys. But with all that, that's not why I'm suing him. I'm suing him because what he is doing is illegal, it is unconstitutional, and you better believe it, it is un-American. His agenda is bad for people, it's bad for our economy, and it's bad for the interests that we share here in Massachusetts. And that's what this is about. It's a fight about our values. It's a fight about our communities. It's about a fight for the future that we hold dear and aspire to. Now I want you to take a moment today to celebrate and think about all that we have done together over the last year. All that we have done. You defended immigrants. You better believe it. You fought for health care. You upheld civil rights. You stood up for students